Hello everyone, I'm here with a new video today, and this is again a little bit different because I'm going over some things with my London 2017 album. Now, if you watched my video showing what I was planning to work on in 2021, you've seen this album. This is the one I'm planning to use. However, I have a little bit more done with it now, and so I kind of want to show you what I'm starting with, just so you have an idea of how I'm going to work through this, because it's a smaller album. It's a flip album. It's not going to be super chunky and a big ring album like I would normally do, because I didn't have that many photos. This is just of London. It was basically a day and a half worth of being in London, so there wasn't a lot there. But I wanted to show you how I get started. So the first thing I want to note is that when you buy one of these, if you've never bought one, it comes with 10-page protectors in it. I now have 16 in here because I kind of had a general idea of what I wanted to use, so I mapped it out roughly in sketches, and I needed 16-page protectors. So that's what I have in here, so you can kind of see what that means for how chunky it's going to be. I think if I keep this fairly flat with embellishments, it'll be fine. It seems to turn just fine the way it is. So you might be able to even get 20 in here if you kept them fairly flat. So what I have done so far is I have dropped in all the photos where I think I want them. Now that doesn't mean that won't change, but at least I've dropped them in. And then if you did watch that 2021 prep video, you'll know that I had some ephemera, some memorabilia things that I ripped out some traveler's notebook pages, and I was trying to figure out how I could use those items. This is one of them. This was my boarding pass. So I'm actually not using this photo. This is what was on the back side. But I was able to pry this up. I just had to kind of cut around it, but that means I kind of have to leave the photo on the back. But once I attach it to a page, you won't know. You won't see it. And right now, I don't think it's going to be on the opening page. I think it's going to be on this page, because then the next layout is us on the plane, so that seems fitting. So then we'll flip through. So I have, from our plane ride over, we had a stopover in Iceland on the way there, or a layover, I mean. So you can see that. And then when we arrive and getting to King's Cross and all of that, these I already had. I had pulled them out from my traveler's notebook, and there was no problem because they were just in pockets. So those came out easily, and I didn't have to do anything with those. But here are some more items that I had to do a little work to get. So in the traveler's notebook where I had them, these were both on the same page, and I was able to get them both off of there. However, this did rip a little bit because there was something along the side. So while that's slightly disappointing, I figure I can use it in a new layout, and I'll just put embellishments over it, and so you won't know that that happened. This did not come with the tag. That is an enamel dot that I put on there, and that sucker will not come off. So, you know what? It matches. It's gold. It's going to have to stay on there. But what I did for both of these is I kind of left the backing on it, and then this one, I just adhered it to a scrap piece of paper I had slightly, just so that the sticky part on the back didn't get stuck anywhere in the pages. I'll just take that off when I actually do the layout, but that's how I was able to salvage a couple of those items. There I was able to save a receipt, so I dropped it in where I think it's going to go. And as I'm flipping through here, you guys tell me, have you ever taken apart an old album and redone it? This is a first for me, so for all I know, this could end up looking very different when I'm done. But this is kind of my idea as I'm starting, because I wasn't happy with the old one. All right, and then on this page, I was able to get my train ticket when we left London to go to Scotland. And I had the same problem here. It came up, but then I had to kind of just adhere some scrap stuff on the back just to keep that adhesive from sticking. So that'll get used somehow, not sure how. And then this is when we came back to London after we had spent our time in Scotland. So yeah, we met Pikachu in Trafalgar Square. So I have all of these, and I have to say I printed some of these kind of in a hurry. I printed part of them at CVS, and let me tell you, I'm not happy. Like, if you saw this up close, the picture quality is not good. The color's weird. The whole batch was like that, and I have found CVS to be very hit or miss, but I was being impatient, and I had just a few that I wanted printed there. Mistake. It would have been better had I printed at home. So now I know, just print at home or wait to do a Snapfish order or a Nations Lab order or whatever. But I'm not going to put up with crappy photos. So those will have to get redone. Let's see. I know I have some other memorabilia in here. Oh, it's at the very end. That's right. So I have another receipt from our hop on hop off bus, so I'm going to put that in there. So, and I was able to get that because it was just tucked behind something. This one, oh, this was the real challenge. So this is your Oyster Card. You use this to get around the tube in London. So we had these to get ourselves around when we weren't using the hop on hop off bus and to get to and from Heathrow. And I put this on with red line tape thinking, oh, I'm never going to take it out of there again. I want to make sure it sticks. Oh my God, it took 3 attempts to get this out, to rip it off the paper, and I still wasn't able to totally get all the adhesive off. So again, I just chose to take a scrap piece of cardstock and adhere it just so it doesn't stick to anything. And then when I redo it on this layout, it'll be fine. Nobody will know. So hopefully that gives you some ideas that if you're trying to rip out some things and redo them, there are ways, to reuse those items if you can, if you're careful, and if you don't care what the back looks like. So with that said, now you've seen kind of my starting process for London 2017. Thanks for watching.